I read 4 books. It was a pretty good month for reading, I'd say. The very first book I read was All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. This book was really hard to read. It was so sad, but I also couldn't put it down. What I thought was interesting about this book is that you're reading from 16, 17 different point of views that all intertwine. It's a heartbreaking book because it is in similar vein of Half His Age and My Dark Vanessa. This is not for the faint of heart by any means. This was a tough read. Did give this 4 stars. It was really well written. It's just the subject matter is really, really difficult to read. So Sisters, 3 stars. This is a little gothic horror about 2 sisters that have a really intense codependent relationship. One of the sisters is like pretty mean and like honestly kind of abusive, I'd say. The other one is kind of mousy and just does whatever her sister says. You're following them as they move back into this house that they grew up in with their mother, and there's this weird family drama that had occurred at a tennis court, and you don't know what that event was, but you do know that it was extremely influential and detrimental to the family dynamic. All in all, I thought it was a fine book. It was a good time. The next book I read gave 5 stars. This is one of my favorites of the year so far. This Thing Between Us. This book explores grief in such an intense, horrifying, yet beautiful way. It was so heartbreaking to read at times because you're reading from our protagonist's perspective who just lost his wife. So the book starts off at his wife's funeral and his interactions with her family members, her friends, and you kind of go back and forth between past and present to kind of see their relationship dynamic a little bit without giving away too many details. Haunted Alexa, but it's so much deeper than that, and it's really truly honestly about how grief manifests internally and how it can manifest externally. It was really incredible. 100% recommended. And then the next book, I read a little sapphic vampire Victorian Gothic debutante type of story, which is House of Hunger. I gave 3 stars. I thought it was just fine. It felt rushed near the end. So basically, there's all these different houses, and these houses are owned by elite rich families, and they hire blood maids, which are typically going to be for young women that maybe have no family or anything tying them to their lives. So they get paid quite a bit to become blood maids for a couple of years for the house, and their job is to feed the master of the house. You're following along the journey of this woman at the House of Hunger, the master. She is very, very sick, so her needs, her blood intake are so much more, and there's just some interesting things that go on in the house that seem strange and are strange. So this is a dark one. It was fun. So those were the 4 books that I read this month. If you like book content, hauls, thrifted clothes, you should definitely follow me.